Sorry that it's a low clearance, but so 5-6 weeks without, and before that I was ground zero. I gave up completely on energy drinks, and then the daily coffee stuff, homebrew, K-pods, K-cup pods, whatever. And so, but nowadays, when it's kind of gloomy like this, and I ordered some vitamin D3 with the K2 supplement to kind of help me build up the sunlight hormone, whatever, to build up in my body. So I ordered that early morning, like at midnight or so. And then it's gonna get delivered, I believe, tomorrow. So today's a gloomy day. I have relapsed. I am pleasing myself about once a week, twice a week max with the Starbucks matcha. Sometimes, depending on the mood, I get hot or iced. If I had to pick one for the rest of my life, the temperature difference, iced. I'm an iced guy. Stupid planes. And I paired it with a Danish warmed up cheese Danish, whatever it's called, vanilla custard or whatever. So away from caffeine, the cons, the motivation, momentum, it's a little skippy, it's a little freaky, because one, caffeine as a con makes me anxious, but the pro is that I'm more initiative with the momentum on motivation. So it's kind of a headbutting competition between the two. And so what I do nowadays is I write on a flashcard on the list of items that I want to do or need to do. So 0 bullet points. I mark solid 2 at a time, and that gets me focused on only handling 2 problems at a time. Once they're finished, whoosh, I cross it out. I cross it out, and I jump onto the next circle. So it's like Monday, Tuesday, fold it in half again, Thursday, Friday. Use all 4 sides. What about the weekend? Well, get another flashcard, because within 3-4 days, this thing's going to really look worn out and all that stuff. And make sure you have plenty of pens. So caffeine in the past was disrupting my sleep. I'm comparing it to like nowadays. It was disrupting my sleep, getting me anxious, making me piss like a horse. The anxiety thing, and I was like gripping my steering wheel at times, especially long ago when I was pairing it also with vaping nicotine style. That was a horrendous habit. And nicotine itself is a different monster, so that's going to be a different video. But with caffeine, I think just the minute traces could benefit a lot of people. Coffee itself is one of the best gifts that the culturalized man has invented, if that makes sense. It's nature's myth, basically, right? That's my opinion. And this is me talking without any caffeine ingestion. This is me before anything, matcha. The last time I had caffeine was probably 3-4 days ago. And so the pros, well, I sleep better, way less anxiety, near 0. But it's kind of boring, but at the same time, that forces your dopamine receptors, whatever, your internal going machine, to seek things at the raw speed. Because under caffeine, it gives you like the placebo mechanical mental gears that feel supercharged, but in reality you're kind of, maybe you are pacing yourself a bit faster, getting results faster, but too much inertia happens in the mental mechanics. Too much happens in the head. Anxiety, racing thoughts, giving you the elixir pseudo feeling of being ultra productive versus the non-caffeinated sober person. That's my opinion. So caffeine plays tricks on your perspective of efforts and time, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and take a little break from me talking. Talking requires a lot of energy for me. I'm naturally an introvert, and talking requires a lot for me. What was that? She was like, no, don't eat the Danish. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. The best part is when you offset the warmth, the heat of the Danish, something warmed up at the Starbucks drive-thru, and you have something iced. The contrast is bonkers for me. Oh man. So that's what it does. Caffeine is just like that. Caffeine, it simmers away, it offsets the staleness of the daily routine. It's productive for a lot of people, especially for writers, creative people, people who need to do a lot of socializing, networking, whatever else, sales possibly. But for the rest of us that want to ingest life at a softer pace, I would think, and it forces you to really to cultivate a lifestyle that tames you in a nice way. That takes a lot of critical thinking. You have to remove a lot of things that are not productive for your life, but on the plus side, it forces you to like restructure your life to make it exciting, to have you look something forward towards the day, and not just wake up and I need coffee, and then not be in a zombie state. Being sober from caffeine, for the majority or completely, if you're in that lifestyle, it forces you to be sober and restructure your life, and it amplifies your need to like have a daily purpose. It could be, you could think of business ideas, creating an entity, an S corp, whatever, being an entrepreneur basically, that will capture your imagination and your physical efforts and be so sunken into something, into a project, instead of sinking your desperation first thing of the day in the morning. Oh, coffee. Should that be the highlight of your day? Drinking coffee? In my opinion, no. So that's the benefit of being sober from caffeine. It forces you to like cultivate a lifestyle that gives you synergy, energy. It amplifies your raw persona, your raw characteristics that will test your leadership, your creativity. You know, what is it really that you want out of life? If you ever fall into that question, I would suggest you to sober from as many things as possible. Nicotine, caffeine, adult content, grass, if you know what I mean. Caffeine, narcotics, if you're into that stuff, sorry, you know, get some help. It's not gonna be easy. Pay someone, I don't know, to chain you to a bed for like 2 weeks straight or something. If it has to go to that extent, sorry, let it be so. Cry through the pain, cry through the withdrawal symptom, except for like antidepressants or Zoloft, whatever. Under some situations, okay, don't listen to me. Never mind. So I don't want to be liable for anyone getting hurt or, you know, get deleted, because there's sometimes certain substances where you can't safely go cold turkey immediately. So seek help, call a professional, consult your healthcare provider, that sort of deal. So anyways, yeah. So today's a gloomy day. I'm kind of trying to offset it with a little spike of caffeine. Matcha is my favorite. Very likely I might finish the whole thing just because I'm that type most often when it comes to sweets. So yeah, hope you learned something. And overall, I treat myself to a hot or iced matcha, usually with no pastry. I usually go with like a boiled eggs, like a dry meat steak, maybe a Slim Jim, you know, very few times a month. But I self-treat myself with matcha nowadays with like once or twice. Twice is overkilling it, in my opinion. Average 2 or 3 times a month. Let me know about your thoughts on this video. share in the comments. I'll get back to you. See you next time.